Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to my list of 5 things Sports Interactive could do, all of which are very small, that could improve Football Manager going forward. Now, I'm not talking about giant graphical changes or corners of stadiums or backgrounds or redoing how training works or mentoring or like things that take a bit of effort. These are 5 things that I feel, I'm no programmer, I'm no coder, but I feel like would be really simple. So let's get straight into it.
All right, my loves, it's number 5.
The first one is really simple. I don't need screenshots or videos to show you what I mean. We should be able to fund a coaching course. I know, it's crazy. We should be able to fund our own coaching course. And I know Miles has said the reason they don't do that is that they don't want that sort of, spending your own wages. I think it was an old EA manager game where you could buy a car and stuff like that. We're not really asking for that. You should be able to fund your own coaching courses. I think it's ridiculous that in the game you can ask for a new coaching badge, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that because we think you might be too good, and then leave us. Like, what owner is going to say, no, actually, we don't want you to be better at your job? Maybe there's some sort of discussion to be had with, like, asking for the time off or something like that, that they could maybe sort of say, no, actually, we need you at the moment, which comes up occasionally. You can do it at the end of the season, we'll pay for it. When it comes up saying we can't afford it, it's like, yeah, but I earn 50 grand a week, and it's like 2 grand for the course. I'll just pay for it, it's fine, I'll pay for it. And what about when you're out of a job? I'm out of a job for a year. I've got money, great time to do some coaching courses. Really simple. I think it's something we've been asking for years. I can't imagine it takes much work. Get it done.
There we go, number 4.
Number 2 is also very simple, and it's something that should be included in the game. Learning a new language. Maybe there's language courses, again, pay for it yourself, etc. I should be able to, in my spare time as a football manager, decide that I want to learn Spanish because I'm looking to one day go and manage in Spain. Like, I'm not talking taking crazy pills, right? That's just common sense. Let's say I've been managing it and get out of work, and then I get a job offer from Spain, and I'm like, oh, and they say, how do you think you'll overcome the fairly big obstacle of not speaking the language? Like, let me learn languages. Maybe there's a limit. Maybe that if you don't use the language after a certain time, you start losing it, which makes sense. But let us just learn a language. It's really easy. Like, rather than get a job and go, shit, I don't speak the language. Maybe just learn the language of maybe places that you might want to go and manage. I know it's crazy, but I'm just throwing it out there.
It's number 3, isn't it?
Now, this one is probably the biggest of the small changes this requires the most work, and that is this screen here. Just make it modular. Just have a little build option here where you can just drag and drop it. Maybe it clicks on like it does on Windows really annoyingly when you're trying to drag windows and stuff, resizing everything, adding what you want. I know there's skins that people have made on Workshop that do a much better job than this. Maybe hire one of those guys. But we shouldn't have to rely on Steam Workshop to fix the game, right? This is awful. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes on the latest score screen, if there's a lot of latest scores, you just can't scroll down. I won't let you scroll down. There's empty spaces. There's stuff that I don't want. I know you can change these things here, but I just want to mix and match. I want to have all the stuff I want. I want to blanket the screen if I'm so inclined, with every box there just clicked on. You can resize it, resize the font, etc., etc. Do whatever you want with it. Just make this modular. All you need is a little drop-down menu and click the ones you want, and then just drag them where you want. Like, I feel like that should be sort of common sense so we can make it personalised. Some people don't like all the information. That's fine. But I feel like we should have the option to. I don't think this is asking for too much. I think this is a relatively easy thing to do. Probably like more so than the other things, but still not a big job. I still think this would be a massive improvement. Then everybody could personalise it exactly how they want without having to find the exact skin that makes this screen the best that it can be, but without changing other screens to how you don't want. Like, it's really, yeah. And the fact is, I'm sort of blind, so I play the game slightly zoomed in with a bigger font. I think it's easier for me to see. It's easier for people watching on YouTube to see. But then when I download skins, they're not counted for the resizing of a font and zoomed in slightly. So most skins mess up. Just put it in the game. Modular system, simple, job done.
Das ist Number 2.
One of my favourite things in Football Manager is developing young talent. And this might be a bit nitpicky for some people, but this annoys me. Okay? And we often like to see the progress of young talent. Sometimes when you look at a player, this is one of my good youngsters, okay? You'll see down arrows. That doesn't mean they've reduced. That might have gone from 15.6 to 15.5. But you see this relatively, but it could happen because he's not been training for a week, he's had a knock, or there's not been a game for a week, or he's not been picked for a week, and you start panicking that it's not, because if you just looked at that, if you showed anybody that screen, we go, well, that player's clearly getting worse. Yes, but not really. Now, if we look at progress, you've got this stupid line where you can select the highlights, and you just see this blurred out line where you kind of work out where he was at first and where he is now, kind of pointless. And you get this same screen with the down arrows going, well, okay, he's done it. He's not done very well. And the only way to really see actual improvements is to go to development, then go to progress, then click on this one and go to, let's say, from 17 years old. And then you will finally get what I'm actually looking for, which is numbers of how much they've gone up. We all like to see numbers go up. And that's better, right? But I don't see... What I want, essentially, is this taking 5 clicks and this stupid, pointless graph thing here doesn't need to exist, or it can stay there, I don't care. But here, I want this. Essentially, what I want is this. Like, excuse my terrible Photoshop, I did this in 5 minutes, okay? Sports Interactive, if you're going to do this, don't just copy this, because it's terrible. What I like to see is, on this screen, the profile of the player, rather than getting these little down arrows and stuff, just have a little box, maybe next to the value where there's a big blank space, that I can just say, I'd like to see him what he was a year ago, please. We know that the history of a player is kept, because we saw it on the other screen. We saw those little graphs throughout his career for the 6 years he's been playing. So we know that it's in the system already. The numbers are in the system. Let me click a little drop down here and just show me what the attributes were before, like I'm doing it in purple there, or just show me like +1, +3, +4, whatever, like just nice and simple. Like, so at a glance, I don't have to delve into his reports. I can just go, I can click on a player and go, how's he done in the last year? Bosh, okay, cool, his finishing's gone up too. Like, I think for a lot of us, it's one of our most fun things to do, is to develop players and train them and work on them and stuff. Maybe you're working on his long shot ability, so you just want to occasionally click in. These sort of change over the month thing, I think it's the last month these arrows are for, are kind of irrelevant, because it's bigger picture, right? There's a million reasons why he can be dropping a little bit this month. Like, as I said before, just have a nice little drop-down menu, go, bosh, okay, cool, his heading's gone up. I'll be able to, a drop-down menu, you can say a year ago, 2 years ago, or beginning of the season, January the 1st, if you want to have rigid dates, or 5 years ago, when he started, etc. And just have it pop up there, next to it, where you've got space. There's loads of space. Put it there. I know for some of you, you might not care at all about that, but this is my list, and that annoys me. I feel like it's so simple, and it's perfect to just slot in there. You already have training improvements in these little down arrows, which don't really tell you anything at all on the profile screen. So just put it there. Cool.
Number 1.
And finally, the numero uno of things, and I feel like this would take maybe a day, maybe half a day, maybe just do it after lunch. I feel like this would fix a thing that's in the game that most people know about, I think. It's a thing I actively try to avoid, and that is offside. I don't try and avoid, well, everybody should try and avoid being offside, you know what I mean. So, especially with VAR, I love it when a ball gets played through and your striker scores, and then it's like, oh, it's VAR, shit. I think he was onside. So I was looking, and I think he might have been on, and you're waiting for that decision, right? That's quite a big deal, because a lot of the time it's whether a goal has been scored for them or for you. It's a big thing. Unless, of course, depending on your camera angle, you can see the linesman. Because if he flags, it is 100% of the time offside. So you're waiting for a VAR decision, but you know it's 100% offside. I don't know how it got through testing that nobody noticed. Hang on, like, And obviously sometimes certain camera angles, you can't see the linesman. So then there's some jeopardy to it and you're waiting for the actual VAR decision. And when I'm playing the game, I actively try not look at the linesman so I can actually enjoy is it going to be onside? I don't know how that got and I feel like it can't be that difficult to fix. Just have it. Sometimes, maybe he puts a flag up and he's wrong. I know, it's crazy. Are they worried about getting sued by linesmen? I'd never make a wrong decision, so I'm suing you. Like, just have it. We've got VAR for good or well. I'm not going to get into a VAR discussion because that's, but if you're going to have it in the game, which is great, follow the rules. We love it. Sometimes they're massive game-altering decisions, a 93rd minute winner or not. I know last year, I think was it last year that we had where you'd have to watch the referee run all the way some of the times, do a looping run to the centre circle and then up the line to look at a screen for something. That was really annoying, and they made that a little bit shorter. But just have it so there's some jeopardy to it, and we don't already know if he's put his flag up. We know it's offside. That's really dumb. I feel like that's easy to fix. There is my list, my friends, of my 5 things. Like I said, they're not the most important 5. They're just 5 that annoy me, and I feel like they're small things. Please, 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 because I genuinely want to read this. In the comments, put your 5 things. The rules are, they have to be simple. You can't have massive game-altering things, okay? These are 5 small changes. Like, another one that I almost put on the list is bids for your players. Like, just have the AI mix up the bids a bit more. You know, when I transfer list and offer a player out for £10 million, I don't want 17 clubs coming in for 6.25 million up front, 1 million over a year, and a 20% future profits sell-on fee. Like they've all got together and decided on a bid. Like, just add a little bit of variance in it, even if it's just like 5% variance, just so it looks a bit different. Stuff like that. Please, please, please put your 5 in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this sort of style of video. If so, I'll do more if you've got more ideas for top 5s or lists or stuff like that. Because it gets my brain juices flowing and I quite enjoyed it. Things that annoy you and stuff like that. I'd love to read them in the comments. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.